So I recommend just any brewer, whether you're a home brewer or commercial brewer, it doesn't matter, always have rice hulls available. Hello brewers, hello YouTube. Today I'm going to show you how to fix a stuck mash. When I first started brewing, this used to happen a fair bit because I didn't realise what caused it, but basically you should never get a stuck mash if everything's right along the way. Unfortunately, brew days don't always go the way you plan. Your mash tun sends you a curveball constantly. It's out to get you, really. The whole brewery's out to fuck you, I tell you. But anyway, today we've got a stuck mash and I'm going to show you how to unstick a stuck mash. I wish there was a video on YouTube about this, but I've slowly had to learn myself. The first factor that will give you a stuck mash is if your grain mill has moved in and you over mill your grain. Second one is if you add too much hot liquor on the mashing, say we need 700 litres, we add 800 or 900 litres, or we're trying to get a temp and we overshoot, that's what happens. You get stuck mashed, you squash your mash bed down, you whirl off too long, that's another way to get it. But anyway, we've got a stuck mash today. First way you find out is your work grant. So I've got our hertz set down to 15 and you can see the work grant there. So we're stuck. First thing you do is heat up your hot liquor, not by too many degrees. I'm going to put it up to 80, which that's going to help us. I like to sparge at 77. That little bit of extra heat will change the viscosity of the sugar water. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab a bag, trusty old bag of get me out of the shit, which are rice hulls. So what they do, they're just more the husk of the rice. So we're creating more husks, which will help us filter the mash. So the mash tun looks fine. You can't see how thick the bed is. So we're going to shut off our fly sparge. We're going to reintroduce the whirl off, and then we're going to add our hot liquor. We've brought our tank up, our hot liquor tank, to 80 degrees. We're going to get the old-fashioned mash paddle in. I can feel how tight that mash was. What's happened, we've stopped the mash floating in the mash tun and it's just compacted down. I think, to be honest, I overshot our initial 3-to-1 ratio. So I've gone in maybe a bit high. I was chasing a temp, so it is what it is. Now we're going to get out of it. So now we're going to add our rice hulls. So that's going to create our husks. So this has no flavour profile. It won't affect the beer whatsoever, but it'll get you out of the shit and get it into the kettle. So I'm going to start up our rate. So this VSD's got an overload on it. You can hear how tight that mash is. You can hear it whining, and now we're free. All right, we're back on the mix. You can see how filthy our whirl off is now. We're going to get those rice hulls right in and around. I'm going to stop our hot liquor there, back and forth on the rakes a few times, and really free that mash up, any dough balls that we got in there, and really mix that. If you have a closer look in there, you can really see those rice hulls mixing through the mash now. The other thing you want to do as well is just switch your kettle off now, and we'll get this sorted and then get back onto the brew day. It's actually really easy once you know how to get out of it. It took me ages to work out. There's nothing online. That's why I'm making this video. It's pretty rare these days when I do get a stuck mash, but it still happens in all commercial breweries. It's how you get out of it and how you get it to the kettle. We want clear work going to the kettle. We don't want shit in our work. So we'll mix this for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll start our whirl off again, which will be for 15. We're going to start our whirl off now, and we're going to set it lower than we usually would. So I'm going to set it to 15 hertz there, and then you can watch it through the work grant now. Set a timer for 15 minutes. That's our 15 minutes. The work's clear now, and we've rectified the stuck mash. So now we're going to send it back to the kettle. All right, same again. So we're just going to slowly open our kettle valve. So now we're sending it to the kettle. Slowly close our whirl off valve. And now we're sending it back to the kettle. We're going to kick the kettle in the guts. turn him on. So we're going to continually send the wort to the kettle now, back down to where we start to get our 20 millimetres of wort above the grain bed, and then we're going to start the sparge again. The most important thing here is we keep our mash bed floating, as we said before. We don't want to compact it down. So we're starting to see little grain bed islands that you see in here. So now that's when we introduce our hot liquor for the sparge. And we've got nice flow now, we've got nice clear wort, and our wort grant is completely full. So that's how you rectify a stuck mash. What I used to do is remix it, that's all I used to do. And then it was a slow process. I'd have to add hot liquor, remix it, Verloff, send to the kettle, continuously do that. Yeah, so when I discovered rice hulls and what they do, it helped so much. So I recommend just any brewer, whether you're a home brewer, commercial brewer, it doesn't matter, always have rice hulls available. And then the other thing is just that 3 degrees raised up on the hot liquor. So bringing it up to 80 changes the viscosity, which is the thickness of the wort. That helps a lot too. So the higher the temperature, the higher the viscosity. So it's like oil. When it's cold, it's sticky. When it's hot, the viscosity, it's more viscous. Yeah, it can move through the mash bed a lot quicker. So rice hulls are the big thing. Temperature, rice hulls are the biggest two things that help. If you get a stuck mash in the home brew, whack your mash paddle in it and give it a stir. If you've got an element, if you're using like a grain father or something like that, you can just raise your temp up, raise your sparge temp up as well to 80. All right guys, thanks for watching. That's how you get rid of a stuck mash. Hope it helps. I would have loved to have seen something online like this to get me out of the shit. Make sure you always have rice hulls on hand at the brewery. It's pretty rare in a commercial brewery you get a stuck mash, but you know, some days may be good, some days may be shit. Anyway, like and subscribe if you want, and see you on the next vid. Hooroo. Shane?